All right, good morning. It's April 21st, and these are the solutions to the extra practice worksheet. Again, I'll do the odds. You should do at least the evens. All right, so what is the value of x? All right, so remember, this is, you first have to decide, is this a central angle or an inscribed angle? A central angle is equal to the arc it intersects. So x equals 103 degrees. And of course, a inscribed angle where the vertex is on the circle is half the arc it intersects. So this would be 184. Arc DC would be 184 degrees. That's not what they're asking for here. What is the measure of the intercepted arc from, oh yes it is, 184 degrees. Okay, moving on, number 5. What is the degree measure of arc CB? Okay, well here is arc CB right here. And so we need to find out the others. Well, let's see, this is 52 degrees. Angle B is 52, so this arc must be 104. And since DB is a diameter, 104 plus 76 would be 180, so that is 76 degrees. Moving on. Okay, number 7, what is the measure of arc RCB? So we have to go this way because it's RCB. Well, let's see what we got. Well, the only thing we know is that all of these should add up to 360. So what do we have? 7, 10, 14, 18. 18x equals 360. Divide both sides by 18, and 18 goes into 36 twice, so it goes into 360 20 times. X equals 20. Okay, so the measure of RCB, arc RCB, equals RCB 11x. So the measure of arc RCB equals 11 times 20, which means 220. So the measure of arc RCB equals 220 degrees. Okay, number 9, what is the measure of angle A? Well, let's see, we've got 165 and 95. So what is that, 260? So this has got to be 100 degrees, which angle A has to equal half that, or 50 degrees. All right, moving on to number 11. What are the dotted arcs congruent? Are the dotted arcs congruent? Why or why not? Well, assuming that this is a diameter and this is a diameter, creating vertical angles and vertical central angles, so the vertical angles are congruent and the arcs they intersect are congruent. So yes. Now I'm just going to make it easy, vertical angles. Oops, not angels, angles. Vertical angles are congruent. Okay. Number 13. Okay, angle C is 40 degrees, which means that angle B is 40 degrees because this is an isosceles triangle. Base angles are congruent. What is the measure of arc CB? Okay, these two add up to 80, which means angle A equals 100, which means arc CB equals 100. All right, moving on. Number 15. If an inscribed angle is in a circle intercepts a semicircle, what is true about the measure of the angle? Okay, so let's draw this. You should always draw a picture. It doesn't have to be pretty. There's my circle. If an inscribed angle in a circle intercepts a semicircle. So what we're talking about here is an inscribed angle intersects a semicircle. So the semicircle means 180 degrees, which means this is a right angle, 90 degrees. And that's kind of goes with, you remember we talked about a quadrilateral. Even my drawing isn't great, but you can see that's a 90-degree angle as well, because opposite angles on an inscribed quadrilateral will always be supplementary. Okay. Number 17, I almost did 16 for you. Okay, refer to circle O, where ABCD is inscribed in circle O. So that's a quadrilateral. So we know these four angles have to add up to 360 because of what we talked about several units ago. Line segment AC is the diameter, and okay, so AC is a diameter, so let me draw that real quick if I can find my straight edge. Make it look good. Okay. Oh, let's see, it's a diameter, and the measure of angle DAB is 122 degrees. Okay, calculate the measure of angle BCD. All right. So what we have to realize is we know quite a bit about this guy here. We know this is 122 as well. This goes way back several units, because let me double check that. Wait a minute. Yeah, because we know that these two angles are supplementary. Okay, they add up to 180, and let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry, DAB is 122. Okay, that helps. Okay, angle DAB is 122. That's better. All right. So if this is 122, we know that angle BCD has to equal 180 minus 122, which is 58. 58. Sorry, I made that harder than it had to be. And in this case, diameter AC being a diameter really didn't help us there much. BDC, because if we know this is 122, this has to be the supplement of it, or 58. Okay, what is the measure of angle ADC and the measure of angle ABC? Okay, so we know these have to be supplementary. All right, and let's see here. This is one thing. I've got to make sure that this guy, oh yes, because, all right, because this AC is important, because what it means is it bisects these angles. All right, because all these angles have to add up to 360, and these two have to be supplementary as well. So if this whole thing is 122 and this is 58, because it goes right through the center of the circle, it has to bisect these angles, which means this is basically a kite. So this is half of 122, half of 122, half of 58, half of 58, which means these two angles have to be supplementary, we know, but they also have to be congruent because it is a kite, and opposite one set of angles are always congruent in a kite. So this is 90 and 90, so 90 degrees.